Hello, hello. I see you guys coming in. I'm letting you in. I do apologize. Oh, everybody's in the house. Hello, 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 hello. Come on in, come on in. Give me 2 more seconds and I'll be right with it. I'll be right with everybody. Hi guys, I'm back. I'm sorry, I've been stuck at my computer. I had to get something to drink, or I'd be sitting here talking to you guys for an hour and a half. Sounded like I was dying of thirst. So hello everyone. I'm in the middle of braiding my hair, so I'm not going to show my screen, but I promise the next time you see me, I will look just like a superstar. It's fabulous. So we're just going to jump right into it. It looks like we've got pretty much everybody in the building, and that's what's up. I really appreciate everybody jumping in and being on time, and I was late, so I really appreciate that. I am recording, and I am going to check my phone for the next 5 minutes to see if anybody hasn't been able to get in. Let's see. Okay, that was April saying she's waiting on me. I don't see you, April. Where you at? Hello, I'm in the building. Marcia's in the building. Jen's in the building. Lisa's in the building. Noreen's in the building. Sharon's in the building. Thank you so much, guys. And April is coming. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. Let's see. Everybody else is here. I told her I'd give her 5 more minutes. And, you know, as you guys know, this is an interactive experience. So as we go through all of the things that I have to go through today, it's going to be a lot. Just hold on. And if you have any questions, make sure you stop me. Ask your question right then and there while I have it on the screen. That's the best way to get an answer. Okay. All right. I know y'all feel that. Okay, cool. All right. So while we're waiting for April to get in, I'm going to share my screen. I hope everybody's got some notes. If you missed last week, don't worry about it. I'm going to cover it fast here, but I will make time to kind of revisit some of the things that we covered last week again, because they're really important. All right, so let me share my screen. Let me get this party started. All right. Okay, April should be able to use the same link and come right back in. I don't see her in the waiting room, but I am trying to keep my eye out for the next couple minutes before because when I share my screen, all I can see is really certain things like, you know, your chat and stuff, but I can't see the waiting room. All right. So we're going to tell her to come on with the come on. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. It is rainy here in DC. Tree was struck by lightning last night, so there's a branch and a mess. So it's been that kind of day for me. And I hope everyone is doing well, living their best lives. Let me know if you can see my screen. You guys should see week number 6, product and platforms. Hello again, I missed you. Everybody see that? You can, if you have your mic off, that's cool. Just, drop something in the chat. Say, yep. A Y will suffice. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good. All right. All right, April, you got 1 more minute. Say what you do. All right, same link. I am recording this, so if she jumps in late, so she might have to call me if I don't let her. All right, so everybody can see my screen. We're going to jump right in, and I'm going to start with a recap. Okay, so what we've covered so far, these are the things that you've already done, right, guys? Already done these things. So make money niche, done. Brand name, done. Affiliate network setup. That's when we went to ClickBank, right? And created that account, and we checked out some of their affiliate offers, and we created some customer personas. Everyone's on board with me so far? I know you are. All right, boom. It's a lot done. Moving right along. You also did some other things. You registered your domain name with Google or someone else, that's fine. You set up an email address that was your business email address. So your name at yourdomainname.com. You also created some merchant accounts. That was PayPal, that was Stripe, and that was also Square Up, optionally. All right, so we getting a lot of stuff done. This is like, I was pumped to make this checklist, right? So keep on checking. We've also set up a YouTube channel. Google Voice was optional. Facebook account, some of you were able to, some of you had a little bit of a situation, but that's no problem. I will revisit that. It's not hugely important at this point yet. Okay, and then I know you got an Instagram account. Now that one was hugely important. TikTok is hugely important. The CH Cloud, I think I spelled that wrong. Let me get that right. The CH Cloud was an extension inside of Gmail that allows us to do some really cool things. They give us some free tools. And one of the tools specifically that I want you guys to become familiar with is called a screen grabber. If you're on a Mac, or if you're familiar with using Apple tools, then Apple makes it easy to take pictures of your screen, whereas some of the Windows systems don't. So this screen grabber tool, I'm pointing to it right now in my screen. It's a Chrome extension, which means that I can only use it when I'm using Google Chrome, which is what I'm using up here. So again, if you're on a Mac device, you might be using Safari. If you want to use this, you have to be using Chrome. Okay. Another reason why we use Chrome, remember who's God? Google. Google's God on the internet. Google owns Chrome. So let's use these Google tools. They're packed with good things for us business owners, and we need them. So if you don't already use Chrome, please make sure you are using Chrome. How do I find it? Stupid easy. Just do a search, Google Chrome.
Shibi, can I ask a question?
Of course.
So I tried using, well, I haven't tried Chrome on my Mac, but I tried it with my HP, and for some reason, and on my phone as well, it would hang up, it would hold me up, and I wouldn't be able to do anything. And I don't know if they perfected it, but I always had a bad taste about Chrome. So
I will say this, if you're on an iPhone, stick with Safari. On your phone, it's different.
Okay.
On your computer, when it comes to using like these things, like these extensions and stuff, right, you won't be able to use them if you're on Safari.
Okay.
Okay, but on your phone, Apple makes it super easy to do the little screenshots and things like that. Now, one of the good things about this Google Chrome extension, and I'll show you guys how this works really quick for those who missed last week. This Google Chrome extension allows us to take pictures of an entire web page. So no matter how long the page is, it will do the scrolling for us and it will capture the entire thing from head to toe. Not only that, it will save it right to our Google Docs. So everything is seamless, nice in one place. I love that. You're gonna love it too. So this little tool here, it's a little target tool and it's free. It's not mandatory, but it will make your job easier as you're doing research, as you're, exploring the web and you come across a million things, right? It's moving fast and I use it. I can't tell you, it's like my left arm, my third arm, right? So these little tools here allow you to either capture a piece of what you see on your screen or the entire page. That means it's going to scroll and record, or a selected area, meaning it's going to allow me to capture a piece and say where I want it to take a picture. Okay, any questions about that? All right, I will go back over this of how to install this. It's not mandatory, but a handy dandy tool. I can't live without it. All right, so we also, in order to get that browser extension and sync it all together, you had to create a Cloud HQ account. And I'll show you guys real quick what that is again, just so we have it on tape. I am recording this one. I plan for it to be a really clean recording, so I'll be able to make it available for everybody. And it's just a free tool that we can use that plugs right into our Gmail accounts. So when you created that new Gmail account for your business, you create a Cloud HQ account. They kind of bug you. So as soon as you get in there, you should be able to see them saying, hey, there's a whole bunch of different pop-ups, but I'm going to show you an example just real quick. I'm going to open up one of these accounts I got here.
So you're saying I don't think I gave you my Jennifer at over50me thing. I don't email. I don't think I gave you that. Did I?
I don't know.
I don't think I did.
If you haven't given me your email, your Gmail account and your business email account, make sure you send it to me. You can drop it in the chat or you can send me an email. It's impressme at Gmail. impressme@gmail.com. All right, so when you come inside of here, Cloud HQ for the first time is usually sitting up here somewhere, but they're always moving stuff. So Google just did some new designing. They've rounded some corners. I can tell they move stuff around, which is a little annoying because they don't always tell us when they're doing that. But usually we'll be able to find it. Another way to find Cloud HQ is if you just start, oh, here they are, right here. This campaigns, this little, this, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but that green and blue logo looking thing will take you to Cloud HQ's website. And they've got a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to go into it now because we don't need it now. I'm just going to let you know. I want you to sign up for them. It's free and we will use some of their things. All right, so back to my checklist. I'm going to catch up. All right, and then you also, under that Gmail business account, you open your Google Drive, and I ask you to create a couple folders. If you have it, please make note. These are the folders I need you to create in your Google Drive. And I'll go over that again real quick so you could see how easy that was to access and create folders. From once I'm logged in as my new business Gmail account, right up here, I can tell if I click this little M here, it'll list all the accounts and it'll tell me which one I'm in. So right here, I'm in Natural Now What's account. One thing I did show last week was how you could easily change the settings of your Google theme just so you could easily be able to recognize your account if you have multiple accounts, right? I know I do. My personal account looks something like this. right? And therefore, if I, add different backgrounds, I can easily tell, okay, I'm not in my personal account anymore. Boom. Little tricks like that will come in handy. And I just did that by clicking the settings, and then Google will pop out this little panel. And then under theme, I can just, kind of browse them. I can even go in here and get fancy and customize it, but I'm not. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. All right. So to access your Google Drive, the easiest way to do that is to log into your new Gmail account, click this 9 set of dots, and then go to Google Drive. And once you're in your Google Drive, you'll see that I started last week creating some of these folders. Again, really easy. Go to the plus new button over here to your left, click new folder. It's going to give you an option to give it a title. Title it whatever it needs to be based on the ones that I listed there. I know marketing was one of them. So you're going to create, voila. It's that easy. And you're just going to continue to create the folders that I have here, which are images, marketing, content ideas, website, and miscellaneous. In any other folder you want, really. But these are the ones that I'm going to be putting stuff in. You're going to be putting stuff in. Working with me. All right. Images, marketing, content ideas, website, miscellaneous. I will show this again. Don't worry about it. It's on the recording as well. All right. Also, we talked about flagship product ideas. And guys, I'm flying through this because I want to get to the nuts and bolts of today and cover some things that may be new concepts for some people. All right. So we talked about finding a flagship product idea once we found our niche. We talked about drop shipping with AliExpress and Alibaba, right? We all know those are the Chinese big manufacturing warehouses. And then some alternatives, which are Walmart, Target. Yes, Walmart does drop shipping. Target does drop shipping. Sam Club does drop shipping. They pretty much all make it available to you some way, somehow. So I always say find the product and then you can find someone who's drop shipping it. Seriously. But I wanted to talk about some other ways you could find products today that I haven't been able to cover just yet. And that is called print on demand and KDP by Amazon. I think the KDP originally stood for Kindle Direct Publishing. Yes, I believe that's right. All right, so that's what it was called. Originally, Kindles, they came out, they were hot, very popular. I believe they still are, I don't know. But Amazon has its own network of publishing, which is really cool. So if you ever want to publish a book, you don't have to touch it. Amazon will print it. They'll even put it in bookstores for you. So that's dope. All right, very similar to the drop shipping. The difference is print on demand is a blank canvas. Okay, and I'm going to show you some things that are print on demand, and people make them look like they are an actual store. I'm also going to use two particular examples from within our own learning community here that I think would make great print on demand opportunities for flagship products. All right, if you have any questions as I go, guys, free to ask, because this is good stuff. All right, so I think I'm going to the first person I'm going to go to is Jen. So Jen, we were talking about with over 50 and free, one of the flagship product ideas that we had, or we talked about, was that fanny pack. And I am going to show you a print on demand vendor who does amazing bags and bags. And I know you might be thinking, oh, I'm not a designer. Finding patterns, finding designers, if you choose to go that route, can be really inexpensive. There's a lot of talent out there and they're all over the world and easy to access. All right, so this is one vendor and they are called the Ear Polo. And these are some of the fanny packs that they offer. Let me see if I can zoom in here and see you guys. So these are just some of the bags. Their catalog is huge. So everything you see here can be customized to look like it's 100,000% your brand. All right, this is the cost that you would pay to have it printed. And okay, shipping is not included, but your customer would pay the shipping. All right, so you don't ever have to touch it. You get a sample, take your pictures, do all that other good stuff, and then market it to your customer. They're going to buy it from you. You call the printer up who already has your design ready to go. Hey, I need you to print whatever that is, then ship it to whoever that is. So same way drop shipping goes, except that this is actually something that you took the time to customize so that the design that you see on this bag, so let's say, for example, if it was just your logo, okay, in a black bag, it could be that. I invite you to do, you know, something a little bit more elaborate and you know, stretch the mind a little bit more, but it could be that simple, okay? So I totally am going to make available to you guys a bunch of these sites, because when I say everything can be printed on demand, just like drop shipped, it is so the truth. And when I go to something like women's clothing, and this is just one company, so you're going to see everything. You can customize anything that you see here.
Do they have like robes and slippers?
Robes, slippers, clogs, swimsuits, as you see, bikinis, these little new cutouts, shoulder prints. They also have women clothing for plus size women, lingerie.
I have a question about the quality of this stuff, because I know that you say we don't have to touch it, but I guess you won't know. You send it away and somebody purchases and they get it and they don't like it and say the quality is not good. Only reason I question that is because the price is so cheap.
You know what? I would agree with you, but this is their, like, this is what they do. You get what I'm saying? So I think that no matter what, you run the risk of quality inspection, right? So if we're at a point where you're printing hundreds of these, then we're talking something totally different. You get what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, that this is just a starting point. If you are getting hundreds of orders with these, then you have all of the right to sit down with this company and saying, hey, we need one, you should be getting a cheaper price, even cheaper than this. But then you can have that conversation so that that quality control is in place, because you're making them money. So they're going to pay more attention. You get what I'm saying? So
would you get a sample first before you actually agree to
always get a sample. Always get a sample.
Yeah. So who was that? Was that Noreen?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead. I would get a sample though to make sure I like the quality. I think that's what I would do.
That's
yeah,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I agree with that totally, but I was just what they give us a sample of and what they sell could be.
Okay, okay, gotcha. I feel, yeah.
You know, and not to belabor the issue. What is that? It's a company in China that everybody orders from.
Alibaba.
Well, it's not Alibaba. It's it'll come to me. I'm gonna text my daughter and ask her. But the quality of the stuff, they say it's like hit or miss. It could be really nice and then it's real cheesy.
Let me tell you this, Amazon, the KDP I was telling you about. Now, one of the really big booming industries in Amazon right now is journals and workbooks and coloring books. So it's blown up. People are making a lot of money, but even Amazon buyers will complain about the quality of the book, and Amazon's printing the book.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So they've gotten blank pages. You know, it's such a huge production that You're gonna get
It's human error. It's time.
yeah,
It's
you're gonna
error.
get you're gonna get a tag miss, you're gonna, and that's how, TJ Marshalls and Max, all those companies started was because of those, miss stitches and all of those items. It's different now, but that's originally what they, got their start off of. So I don't think that that's something to be scared of. I think that's something to probably want. If you're, like I said, if you're selling hundreds of these, it's a whole nother level.
Okay.
A whole nother level. And just keep that in mind, right? This is just the starting point. We're trying to create an interest in your brand, in your product, and get people attracted, right? We want to see the traction. So once we start seeing those orders coming up, yeah, then we'll have to make some changes. And
I got a quick question about the TDP through Amazon.
It's
journals, and does that go for ebooks as well?
An ebook is an ebook. So an ebook is a digital book. So there is no physical product. So there is no Amazon distribution to take place. Okay, you would store the ebook, say, for example, you could store it on your Google Drive.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just store that somewhere and just download. It's downloadable.
Right. What you would do is if you want to do a book, you would go on Amazon and look at any other book, and you would want to sell it in each version that Amazon allows you to. All right. So you're going to sell it in a print, you're going to sell it in the softbacks, a hardback, an ebook. I even advise you do the audio book. And then if you can get somebody to translate it, do it in Spanish.
Okay.
Do that. So ebook is, a great place to start. Ebooks are very popular, but hardcover books, softcover books, they're still selling and not to be ignored. But Amazon could handle all that. They could handle the softcover, the hardcover, and the delivery of the ebook.
That's what I was trying to figure out. How does Amazon get involved with the delivery of the ebook? I guess that's what I'm saying.
Like this. If you're selling an ebook on Amazon, it's a download, right? So Amazon's it's the same way if you were selling a physical product on Amazon, right? Someone buys the product on Amazon, then Amazon's gonna notify you, hey, this person wants this product. Now, this is the difference. One thing you guys should know about e-commerce. You don't get paid, you're not supposed to get paid until you ship the product. That's the way it's supposed to work. So if you ever noticed on your Amazon, if you ordered something from Amazon and they didn't charge a credit card until they said it's shipped, or you got a couple of days later, you're like, I ordered that yesterday. Why am I getting an email from Amazon? That's ever happened to anybody? No? Okay. Well, if it has happened to you, the reason is because Amazon, remember, they're just the shopping mall. So there's a whole bunch of vendors in there, and some of them have their stuff in Amazon's warehouse, and some of them have it at home. So you might have ordered a pair of socks that live in Amazon's warehouse, but a t-shirt made by me in my house. So I don't get paid from Amazon until I got your t-shirt packed, labeled in a box and ready to go. It's just like in a store, right? You don't pay me until you got it in your hand. So that's the same way e-commerce theoretically is supposed to work. So with that being said, an ebook in Amazon doesn't exist. You are the digital owner of that property. Amazon will say, hey, Jim, somebody just sold your ebook. Here's their email. Here's the money. Send them the book.
Okay, gotcha. There you go. Gotcha. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right. So guys, this is the company. I'm going to tell you guys, everybody has heard of this company now, today, and we talk about quality, and I'm glad Jerry, what's the name? I just had a brain fart. What's the name of the very popular company now? Oh, all the young girls are wearing it.
Shein
is one, and there's another one. Fashion Nova.
That's, oh my gosh, that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Fashion Nova is a touch and go, my cousin said.
Fashion Nova is $1 billion company. They can touch and go all they want.
You're right, it is.
started as a print-on-demand company. Hello.
But you know, I think Shein is coming up to pass them because they are.
A bit more polished. They're trying to be a little bit more polished. But
Yeah, they are.
I just want to show you how I could literally go in here and start a fashion line if I wanted to. No one would be the wiser. No one would be the wiser.
Yeah, both of those are, Shein is the one also too. And both of those are China-made companies, I believe.
Yes.
Is that true, Malika?
Yes, it is.
That's what I thought. Yep.
Yeah. But now they're trying to, they're sourcing their products from other places, but still, yeah, predominantly China.
Okay.
Now, but there are some really, now you don't just have to do clothes, right? So clothes is really just the beginning. So I'm going to use another example. Let's see. I showed you bags. And okay, so for somebody like April who does interior design, we have custom furniture, and this is one company that does custom furniture. So again, this is anything that you want. They do wallpaper, they do curtains, and the list goes on. So this is just one company, but I think I have a really great idea for April. So there's a company that's actually a company inside the US. So all of these companies are not in China, guys. A lot of them are in US, a lot of them are Canada, a lot of them are in Europe, and most of them have multiple, kind of distribution centers, let me put it like that, or printing factories that they partner with, or, in different areas. The only thing about that, again, I go back to quality, not quality more, but consistency, right? So printing is very temperamental and a whole bunch of other stuff. So something printed in Florida might look a little different from something printed in, colder climates. And that's just the way color works. But there's a really interesting company that I came across. And let me see, come on. I'm going to bring them. And they're called T-Launch. T-Launch is a print-on-demand company. And they do a variety of things really, really well. And they're in Louisiana. Okay, so you know it, not too far.
Are you logged into them?
I'm sorry?
Are you logged into that website?
Do you not see my screen? Let me see. Make sure.
I don't.
No, you just got our names up.
All right. I apologize. Thank you for letting me know.
I don't see anything.
Here it comes. Okay. So this company, you see T-Launch?
Yep, I see it now.
Everybody see T-Launch?
And there's a dog mat in front of a door.
Right. There's a floor. There, right. There's a doormat in front of the door. The idea of this is that you could put whatever you wanted on this doormat. Okay. Wipe your feet. Footprints. I don't know. But you could customize the doormat to say whatever you want. These are very popular. Very popular. Okay. Now, in regards to April, I came across this with these guys, and I thought this would be really cool. So they have here, again, a bunch of products. This company has been in business for years, really big. And they all started, most of these print-on-demand companies started as these companies that did like corporate apparel, like giveaway materials and things like that. So that's what they started as. And, as that weaned out, they learned how to repurpose. And this is what they're doing. So they are doing, look, they've even got rugs. This stuff is really, really good quality here. Okay. So, but one I was talking about for April. Go ahead. Who's got a question? Jump in while I find it.
No, I was thinking, I can't remember the name of the company, but I was thinking if, I don't see a lot of black design stuff. There are some out there, even if we did like red, black, and green umbrellas, you don't see a market, you don't see a whole lot of that. And I think that,
Go ahead.
but I think that something along that line, because we now are trying to support Black businesses. And I think something along that line would be definitely ideal, because I saw the coasters right there, right? But I guess as long as you keep your own trademark from touching somebody else's trademark, then you should be okay, right?
Yeah. I mean, red, black, you can't trademark colors. Okay.
Right.
Right? So the colors are the colors. I don't know if it was you I was talking to, but I do have a prediction that the African, kente, the cloth that we used to wear, those prints are going to come back. I think so. And maybe in a new kind of spin kind of way, but it's something to explore. It can't hurt to try. And the best thing about this is it's easy to do it, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to see if someone is, gravitating to it and if they're interested in it. So, it's almost like you can start a trend also, right?
Okay.
And honestly, I think April, that you have a chance to start a trend here. So I saw this die cut material sign and I immediately had an idea. So the name of April's brand is Queen's Castle. And these are actually heavy ass signs. They start at, I think, what is it? $16.50, right? So you could go from a small sign to a big sign. All right. And we can customize the signs. These are iron, very nice signs. So I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we made crowns? And you could hang them on your wall. And if you could position it in your house, so when you're sitting in front of your crown, it looks like it's on your head. That would be dope. So let me show you what I'm thinking. So the idea is a print on demand company, and they will print this, whatever design I send them, in whatever color I tell them to print it in whatever size I tell them to print it in, and send it to whoever I tell it to, like it's from me, and no one else is the wiser. There's a company here that does like the shape of your state and your family name, and they're making crazy money just because they got the shape of the state in the family name. It doesn't make any sense. So April, if we were to do something like this, come on. So this is their doggy on the wall, right? And all I did was, let's see. So instead of the doggy, and these are fast, so these are just ideas, but you're selling a crown that anyone could hang anywhere. Where'd my other picture go? Move just as fast as I think. But it could be a crown in any shape you want it to be. So just like they got that doggy, except it's a crown. I think there's a lot of potential in that. And reason mainly
That's nice.
The main reason is because this would go crazy on social media.
Yeah.
This would go crazy. People would hang their crowns. And the idea is you can hang it in your office, you can hang it in wherever you spend the most time. And if someone was sitting on this sofa and sitting in front of it, it would look like I had a crown on my head. So that's the idea.
Oh, that is too cute.
Right? Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so cute.
Hello.
That is nice.
That couch is dope too.
Yes,
Look
that's
in your
very
bathroom.
nice.
If
A
you
crown, okay. A crown while you're
see?
sitting on the
What I'm
toilet.
saying
Okay.
is, it's a throne. I bet you someone would do that. I mean, if I had a bathroom that looked like this, I might do it.
Yeah.
You feel me? I think my screen stopped sharing again.
Yeah, it's black again.
But this is something that I think, matter of fact, I know would go crazy online because everyone would want one. Once they saw someone take a picture and you show the whole thing, take it out the box, put it on, sit down in front of it and take your picture, everyone would want a crown. Every queen would want a crown, right?
Yeah.
You feeling me? And that's a print on demand company. Wouldn't have to touch this product not once. Maybe no, I take that back. One time, would have to touch it once so that you can take pictures. But again, she can offer it in any color she wants. And this is just a crown of clip art, free clip art that I found that we would alter a little bit, because the thing with clip art is, and anything free on the internet, guys, and I'm gonna talk about images in a second here. You can use it, but you can't use it exactly like it is. Got it?
Yeah.
Use it, but you can't use it exactly like it is. So you have to alter it in some way. So that means we probably, better define the diamonds at the top, but we do something to make it unique specifically for her. And all you got to do is that. You just got to change something about it, and then you can claim it as your own. Okay?
Yeah.
So excited to work on that with you, April. I think that's gonna be dope.
Okay.
All right, so again, guys, this is just one of the companies. So this is tlaunch.com. You know what? I have this list. I've been cleaning it up for you guys. Just because there's a lot of them and I don't even know them all. I depend on other people who are, this is just what they do. And they kind of, every time something pops up, they got a new interesting product. I was talking to Teresa doing the clogs now. So she wanted to do Scrub Love clogs, or she could do those. So they offer a lot of products. So I invite you to kind of browse, and I know you'll find something. Don't pick the average t-shirt. Don't pick the average coffee mug. Try to think of something different that you could put your brand on, or, that it ties, like the connection is there. Okay. All right. No more questions about print on demand, right? I'm going to jump into KDP real quick because I want to talk about that and the opportunity there with Amazon. So Amazon, as we know, maybe you don't know, Amazon started as a book company. Okay, that was their bread and their butter. So Amazon really cares about publishing. Really cares about publishing. Big advocates for it, and they created this wonderful system so that people like you and I could take advantage of it. One of their best, like I was saying, blown up industries right now is called KDP, and that's just low content books. That means that inside of the book, there's not a lot of reading, right? Most of the pages are the same. They're lined paper, they're dotted paper, or it's just a coloring book where it has to be, colored in order for it to be something in it, if you will. Get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not really, it's like a shell, right? So think of KDP as a shell. It's usually a workbook, a journal, a coloring book of some kind like that. All right, not specifically we're talking about Jen, as far as, a book, but I invite you to think about that. This might be a good place to start, because an ebook can take some time, right, to get it put together, written, whereas a journal is really easy to do. Couple lines of paper. If you want to do it by month, you can. You don't have to, but it's really easier to produce, faster to produce, and that way you'll have something to, start selling faster. So I invite you to think about that for my product, that's what I've decided to do. My Natural Now What hair company, coloring books.
So when you say the coloring books, is that, I mean,
And this is what I'm going to tell you, coloring books for everything. When I
Oh.
say everything, I mean each and every single topic you can think of under the sun has a coloring book or a journal. I didn't think so, but it is so. It is so. It is so. So, yes, coloring book. It could be, I mean, I invite you guys to kind of peruse through these. Amazon will list their best sellers. Blah, 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 blah. I know arts and craft has seen a lot of growth recently, but a lot of anxiety, stress-free. So we're not just talking about coloring books for kids. We're talking about adult coloring books.
That's true, because I know my mom, they was like, yeah, for stress.
Oh,
that
yeah.
coloring. But I did notice at the top, so you're saying create your own or attach ourselves to some of these to push, because up in the corner, it say they got 90,000 results of coloring books. So,
Oh,
so you're saying carve out our own niche or
right,
attach.
yeah, exactly. So, for example, let's see. Let me see a niche. G2, Grandma 2.0. All right, Grandma 2.0 could easily have a journal or a coloring book that Grandma 2.0 could do with her grandkids, right? Activity book that she could easily do with her grandkids. And maybe it was a combination of the activity book, inside of it, it talked about, before you were born, this is how grandma did this, and this is, how she does it now, those kind of things. You get what I mean? But yeah, activity book about anything. If finance was the lane that you wanted to go in, Noreen, you could do that. A coloring book about money, I'd buy. Because it's just like a reinforcement of manifestations. That's where people look at it as nowadays, right? So there's 90,000 coloring books that came up, but I was very broad. I only searched for coloring books. There's 90,000 today. I bet you'd be 190,000 tomorrow. But we don't just depend on Amazon to do the marketing for us, right? We put it on Amazon. You still got to do some work. You just can't depend on Amazon to put your book on the front page. That's totally not how it works. So there is some work that would have to go in behind it, but creating these coloring books are super easy. And I can show you how. Very, very easy. They actually have software that does it for you. That's how easy. Okay. But if that's the lane you choose to go down, then we'll talk about that. It's too much, I can't do everything. I'm just trying to open your mind and try to get you to say, hey, yeah, I'd like to try that. And then let me know, and then we'll go that way. Deal?
Okay, sounds like
all right. All right. But I'm telling you, come in here. Look at this. Horror Beauties. There's a coloring book. There's twisted coloring books. There's coloring books that combine weird, very weird things. And they make a lot of money. A lot of money. And that's just what it is. You're selling to the world also. So keep that in mind. And a coloring book you make today could still be selling 10 years from now. Keep that in mind. Okay, so that's also exciting when it comes to being on the Amazon marketplace. But even if, think of it like this also, because we're going to get into what's called funnels. If it's something that can enhance the product that you're offering, why not? Right? So, for example, with Queen's Castle, I think a coloring book that had beautiful queens and things like that, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why not? Say,
Yes.
you could even say, hey, it's free, but it's really not, because you're going to throw, you're going to throw the cost in there somewhere, but you tell them it's free. They just people just think they're, when you're giving something and adding value, they always think they're getting more. But so that's one of the ways you could add value. Mine, I decided to do a hair diary. I came over here and I searched for hair diary and I couldn't find one. So basically I'm going to create a journal that will be a book first. And my hope would be to turn it into something digital, grows legs. But it's a hair diary where you can basically document your journey, keep track of your hair's behavior, keep track of the products you're buying, what you like, what you don't like, and all these other things that I should have kept track of when I didn't. So it's going to be a hair diary, and I'll make it look great and I'll share it with you all. But it's going to be a KDP print on demand book that you could get from Amazon. And I came to Amazon, I searched for hair diary, and I did not find a book. I found a product. See if it comes up. Regardless, even if it doesn't come up, I'll be the first. So let me share my screen again. And get back to my, okay, you guys can still see my screen. So everybody can still see my screen. I'm still sharing. You see just my purple. All right.
Purple, yeah,
Yes,
purple.
yes.
All right. So I think I've ran into KDP enough. I talked about print on demand. If you question about a certain product that, are you wondering if it's print on demanded or who does it? Just drop me a line and I'm sure I can point you in the right direction. Everything is print on demand. The reason being is because there's even companies that do just fabrics. So if you had something so elaborate that, hey, they don't make it the way you want it, they will print the fabric and even assemble it for you. Get what I'm saying? So print on demand goes that far and that deep in. But definitely something you should think about. All right, so I'm going to build your knowledge a little bit here. So just hold on with me because this is an important piece of being an online business. I want to tell you a little bit about, give you a little bit more background about websites, the kind of things that you should be aware of, the terminology that you should know, and just to be a savvy owner. All right, so I'm going to walk you through a couple things. If you have any questions, again, you are more than welcome to stop me. Okay, so there's a couple, more than 10, but 10 of the most popular types of websites. There's e-commerce, there's a business website, a blog website, a portfolio website, event website, personal website, membership website, nonprofit website, websites. All right, I'm going to show you an example of each one. Okay, so an e-commerce website, pretty straightforward. It's a shopping cart. You get there and the first thing you see, you're assaulted with buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now. Okay, the main purpose of that site is to sell you something, to get you to the checkout and to get whatever you ordered to your door. That is e-commerce. Yes, an e-commerce website will encompass other things, but their main purpose is to sell you things. Okay, the second kind of website, this is, I don't know, I could do this a little differently. I think. Second kind of website is a business like website, right? And this is just sometimes called a brochure website. And literally what you might know, you would see in a business's brochure is translated into a digital form. Okay, so everything about the company, the services, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's a business website. Then you have what's called a member website. A member website is usually some place where you have to go and log in. You have to create an account. You have a password of some kind, and you visit that place often for a reason. Example, Facebook or social media site is a non-paid member website. A paid member website might be a gym that you go to. If you're a school, right? That's a membership website. A membership website will have gated content. That means that the content is locked and only available to members. This is called a personal website. Sometimes personal websites are blogs. They're not always blogs. Personal website could be a portfolio. Personal website, the easiest way to identify a personal website is if you come across a website and the domain name is the person's name. That's a personal website. Don't get no easier than that. So if I had a website called Malika Rubin, it's gonna be a personal website. You're gonna go there and you expect to see my face and to hear all about me, or, you know, the things that interest me. Point blank period, it's a personal website. It could house your portfolio, resume, or whatever. This is called an event website. An event website is what it sounds like. It's usually based specifically around an event, like a wedding, okay, a baby's birth, a party, Christmas. But it's a website designed specifically to support an event in time. Next, we have a portfolio. A portfolio, we usually have some type of gallery in it where you can view examples of work. And portfolios go for everybody from photographers to models to, you know, anybody who has a collection of items that they want to showcase online. That's a portfolio website. Then you have got the infamous blog. The blog, again, doesn't have to be attached to a personal website. It could be, newspapers and magazines are now blogs. Okay, that's what they translate into in the digital website space. Yeah, there are magazines in paper and on print on the stand, but as soon as you visit their website, it's really just a blog. A collection of articles organized in a way where you can search and browse and, yeah, and most of the time shop also. All right, and then you've got the nonprofit websites. Those are the websites that have a .org on the end. A nonprofit website must by law have a .org on the end. Now, here's the caveat. You can also have a .org website without not being a nonprofit. It sucks, but it's just no police when it comes to the web, really. So remember I told you once, purchasing domain names is big business. So you could purchase all the .orgs you want and not be a .org and resell them should a .org come about that wants the name you purchased. So if you are really a .org, you have to have a .org, but you don't have to be a .org to have one. Sorry, that's confusing. That's just the way it works. Then you have information websites. All they are just informative websites. I'll give you an example, the Weather Channel. It's an informative website. Nobody's really going there to hang out. You go there, you go to check the weather and you go, right? It's an informative website. And the last one on the list is like community websites. There are a lot of these online, outside of your social media networks and things like that. And they're usually focused around a specific thing. So if you like knitting, if you like pickleball, if you like bowling, there is a community forum-ish looking website like this just for you. And any questions about websites?
Real quick, ME seems to be popping up with people having links, I guess, websites with ME at the end instead of .com.
.me.
Yeah, is that something new, or is they running out of links for URLs?
They did start running out of good links. And so that's why they started releasing these extensions, right? So the .coms, what we went over was when you're buying your domain name, you go to domains.google.com, that .com can be a bunch of things. It could be .com, it could be .co. In the beginning it was just .com and .net, right? So what originally happened is the internet was birthed here in the United States. We got .com. Every other country had to use their own country code. Okay, so Australia's .au, Canada's .ca. Okay, so that's how it started. And then as it grew even more popular and buying domains became a big thing, they had to, it's almost like, the phone, first it was just like, I mean, when I lived in New York, it was like only 914, 212. Now it's all these other crazy area, right? So they have to make more area codes
Right.
to support. Same thing here. Now you have a whole bunch of branded encodes that you can, and one way you can find them is let me see, I think this is name sheet.
It's quiet.
I always recommend you purchase your domain from Google Domain.
Yes, thank you. Don't drop it.
To, like, I'll make up something. Wish you a merry, and I could not put anything on the end, Noreen, and just do that. Then Google's going to tell us what combinations are available. So I could do wishyouamerry.com, wishyouamerry.net, org info, but then there's a whole bunch. US, I could also do info. Let's see if I keep going down. There's that .me you said, okay. It's $20 a year, a little bit more expensive. These are called vanity domains. I don't know why, that's just it. Somebody made it up. And they kind of get interesting. Google doesn't offer that many of the really fancy ones. You can go all the way to biz.tel. I mean, they just go on and on and on and on and on and on. But Google likes to keep it streamlined, very businessy, which is fine. There's no reason for you to kind of go crazy, but they do have a bunch to answer your question. So if you want to do .me, do .me. That's fine. Most people don't even have to type in domain names anymore. So, yeah, you can do .me if you want. So I don't think it's going to make a difference. All right, so moving right along. I covered those websites. No questions about those websites, because now we're going to talk about your website. Okay. Web hosting, CMS like WordPress and e-commerce platforms. I just wanted to talk about this real quick. Website hosting. This is, okay, I gave an analogy once. I think it worked. Tell me it does. All right. The internet is like a big parking garage at a mall. Okay. And in each one of those parking slots can go a website. Okay. But when you get to that mall parking garage, you got to pay to get in. So each one of those websites has to pay to live in that parking space for as long as they're there. That's really it. Okay, so the hosting is the parking garage. The parking space is your space, and it depends on how big your website is. You might have a website that needs 2 spaces or 3 spaces. However it is what you will purchase from that parking garage to hold your website. And you pay them monthly or annually to make sure your website is available 100% of the time. And their job is to make sure that they never go down. So it is. That is web hosting in a nutshell. There is, web hosting can cost you anywhere from $3 to hundreds of dollars. And that is usually when you are managing the website yourself. So you'll have a web host. I offer website hosting to a variety of my clients. That's the only way I used to do it if I was building a website, because that way I go over the web. And therefore, if anything broke, it was all on me. No one else could say that they did it, or, I couldn't blame anyone else, put it like that. And I also knew how to fix it fast. So I'm going to show you one of the services that I've used over the years. I am a reseller for this service, which means that these are the big guys. They're the ones with the big servers somewhere in Tennessee and Australia. They've got them spread around the world. And I just rent racks of computers from them, and they maintain them for me. And anytime I want a new website, I can put it on one of those racks. And then I buy my domain name and I say, hey, point to rack here, A, B, C, D, in Tennessee to this website. that's just the nuts and bolts of it. You really don't need to know any more than that. Then I wanted to talk about what's called a content management system. If you've heard the word WordPress, it's a big big deal in online business and websites. WordPress is a CMS, which stands for Content Management System. They do exactly what it sounds like. They manage your content. So they just make it easy for you to go in and create an About Us page and save that page so you can go in and make changes later. That's pretty much it. Okay. I mean, they obviously do a lot more than that, but in its simplest terms, that's what it is. It's a document that they're saving for you, presenting to the internet, but preserving for you so that you can come back and edit it if you need to at any time, any point, any day, or 24 hours, whenever you need to, it's available. Okay. So that's a CMS. This is WordPress. It is free once you have a web host. So you pay for the web host, and on it, you would put WordPress. This is just for background information, not something you will be doing right now. But if you choose to in the future, I might do a class on it. But the world has changed, and we are in a new day where we have what's called website builders. E-commerce platforms, I'll come back to that. It's really not important right now. So website builder is basically it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a service that allows you to build a website without having to know any web design or any coding experience. So one of the most popular website builders is a company called Webflow. And they allow you to do some pretty advanced stuff. I use them primarily when I am building real fancy Shopify carts and things like that. But I just want you to be familiar with the name again, because they are well known in the industry, and they are called Webflow. And the cool thing about web builders, they made them really inexpensive. So websites used to be a lot of money to design. I pretty much don't design websites anymore. There's a million templates and beautiful designs already made. What I do now is I customize. And that's what I'm getting to now, because it's your time to customize. All right. So guys, we've done a lot. We've chosen our brand names. We've chosen our niche. And we've even got an idea of the product that we want to sell. Now I'm going to show you the web builder and the web page that we are all going to be creating to sell that product on. All right, y'all ready? Hello, hello, hello. Somebody say something.
Yes.
Hello. All right. All right. So, okay, and I'm going to give you what I call the blueprint. Okay, so I'll show you the web page in its finished state with sample information. And then I'm going to show you the blueprint and how I want you to fill out the blueprint. You're going to fill out the blueprint and send it back to me. And then I'm going to give you access to the builder so you can start building it. So here's how it goes. Now, one thing to keep in mind, everyone is starting off the same template. But no, I promise you in the end, they will not look alike, okay? And we're all selling different things. This is the template. It's called a one-page product store. That's pretty much all it is, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this template, and we are just going to replace the words, the numbers, the pricing, everything. It needs directly to you and not to this sample brand that you see here on the page. All right, and I'll show you an example. I'll walk you through one real quick. So this is the finished page. This is what your blueprint will look like. All right, so the blueprint, pretty simple. On the left side, it has a screenshot of what you just saw. Okay, that screenshot, I used my little handy dandy tool up here. I took a screenshot of that full page and I just threw it over here in the left column. And then in the right side is all the text that's over here on the left. All right, so I am going to send you a copy of this to your Google business email. So if I got your business email, you'll get it. If I don't, you got to get it to me so I can get this to you. Okay, so you'll get a copy. You'll name it, your product name. Okay, so that's my brand, Natural Now What? And it's the product funnel blueprint. Now, this is the key about it. You've heard me say this once before in Canva. Don't redesign, fit the template. Okay? Don't redesign, fit the template. So you'll notice, like, on this blueprint, you'll see some text that doesn't make sense. This is called lorem ipsum. This is what we call in the web design world. And it's just dummy text. It doesn't mean anything. It's just gibberish, but it's just to let us know spacing wise, how much text should go there when we're designing. So, and I'm stressing this really importantly, guys, because again, we just want to fit in the template. So when you are rewriting your text, it needs to not be more than the text that's there. Get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's already perfect. So if you feel like your words are starting to go, you know, if it's more than 3 lines, I need you to edit. That means you have too many words. So remember, when's the last time you read a whole website? We browse, we do not read. So short and sweet, it is already there for you. So what I would go is from the very top, obviously, Magical Oil is not my name of my business. So I'm gonna replace that. Just all I'm doing is replacing. That's it. Okay, I'm just going to go down each line until it is my brand all the way down. Catchy product or service headline. All right, I know I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words that I need to say within. So I need to say something like, finally, getting to, I don't know, natural me. I'm just making up stuff, but you see how I'm making sure it lines up? I got 2 words, a little word, 2 words. That's what you want to do. Okay, then I got some little text here that says best for all types of skin. Best for all types of hair types. Hello. Keep going. How does it work? Okay, I know that I'm creating a hair diary. So how does, and I might say, and I got a little bit of room here, I can wiggle. Does the hair diary work? Right? And, or if that's something that you could phrase as, how does it work? What does it do? How can it help me? You get what I'm saying? So there's a question there that you can ask that refers to your product. How do I hang it? Why should I buy it? You know, there's something. Then I'm going to write my little 3 sentences that are going to go here. I'm going to figure out how much I want to sell it for. Remember, it's got to be over $20. We know that, right? So I'm looking at around the $27.99 mark, somewhere around there. If you have questions about pricing, again, easiest way to do it is go to Amazon, go to Walmart. We don't have to guess. Go and see what other people are doing and pick one, okay? Usually markdowns are going to be somewhere around half off. Looks good, $42.99. I could live with it, but I could make it $49. $99. Boom. Grab the deal. That's this button. Something that you have to pay attention to. Remember those customer personas that we wrote? Grab the deal doesn't, I don't say grab the deal. I wouldn't say grab the deal to any of those customer personas I wrote. I might say, hell yeah, you know, as my button. But this is the time when you really evoke the personality of your brand. Be as original as you can. Be more original, and the more it resonates with the person you want to click the button, the better. You know, I might say 4C in the house, because I know 4C is, you know what I mean, my hair, it's a very popular hair. You get what I'm saying? So you want to say something that is going to resonate with them. But for right now, I'm just going to say, let's go. All right. Then I'm going to keep moving. Ingredients, size. Now, those are characteristics that don't necessarily apply to my hair diary, but it might say something like page length. Get what I'm saying? Give people an idea of how big it is. Over 100 pages. I might say 100 plus pages. Okay. Size. I'd say probably smaller than an iPad. Okay, you get what I'm saying? I'm going to say things that relate to my customer personas again. Always going back to them when you're writing. They're the easiest people to write to. Benefits.
So question,
Yes.
so you're saying that we have to put something in each one of those areas the way it is on the
Yes.
on the layout. So
Yes.
even if it doesn't apply, we don't think it applies, you still want something there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You can find something. There's something that you can define, and that's all
Okay.
I'm asking you to do is find it. You know what I mean? It may not be as obvious, but it's there. So
Okay.
you just find, and the reason being is, if I change one thing on this template, and what we don't want to do is we don't want to get stuck into redesigning. So the closer you can be as to way the template was designed, the better you will be off in any project you take on. Because you will get stuck in redesigning. We don't need to redesign. We just need to recreate and customize. That's all we're doing. Customization. So, but I will show you, there are some instances where you'll run into things where you're like, I don't need that part, take that whole part out and let me add something else in. So there'll be those times, but just for starters, to get you guys comfortable using the builder and things like this is going to be the first exercise. Just taking the template as it is, filling in those holes first, and then we'll elaborate. Okay? Because if you're doing a book, Jen, you might want to show a couple pages of your book, right? Whereas, you know, April, if she's doing the crown, you know, I think, you know, user-generated content would be something great for her to showcase. So it's like having a crown shown as in many different places as possible is what she needs to have here. Get what I'm saying? So you have to kind of strengths that best sell your product. Right now, this is just an exercise. So we need to get the product up and for sale as fast as possible. And this is what I want you to learn how to do in the future when you have another idea. As long as you say, hey, all I got to do is do the blueprint. This is short and sweet. This ain't nothing. We're gonna be, I could finish this on the call with you guys. It's really just bold, simple information. And that's all you need to sell anything. All right. So going right down, benefits. And it's just, you know, why would people want to sell it? Benefit one, oh my God, you know, keep better track of what makes your hair grow. Better hair growth. I can easily come up with a whole bunch of benefits here. Next section, excuse me, is about the company. This is when you have to take an opportunity to write something about your company. You can fake it till you make it. Just don't fake it too much. That's what I tell everybody, okay? All right, so you can fake it till you make it, but just don't fake it too much, okay? Make it believable, okay? People love a story that connects. And then again, they might not read it, but they might. So make it believable, and you know, don't use big words. That's another thing. People don't use big words. Write as you would talk to someone, okay? How to use it. I love this part. This is a video here, but ignore the images for now, guys. How to use the oil This section right here, again, is trying to say, hey, you need it, and this is how you would use it, or this is why you would use it. So again, if you don't have something that is necessarily can be applied or, you know, needs direction, I mean, if you're selling a fanny pack, I don't think you need to say how you use it. You get what I'm saying? So just think again about your product and how it would apply here. Right question to ask, right? So maybe I don't need to say how to use it, but why should I use it? Maybe that's where I put that here. Okay, so there's something that applies to you, I promise. And if you get stuck, you guys know where to find me. And I'm full of ideas if I'm not full of anything else. This section right here is frequently asked questions. Let me show you how this part works, because in the actual live site, so once you guys have that blueprint, I'm going to show you how to translate it into the actual web page and make this come to life as your own. So this section right here expands, these little things expand. And in this section, we just want to address any questions that people would normally call to ask. So frequently asked questions should be, you know what, those questions that, you know, you would like to ask someone, and sometimes you would, to get that quick answer, is like, you just want to be able to find it, you know? So it might be shipping. Is shipping free, right? That'd be a question, right? What other questions might someone from buying, hesitating, getting them to push that buy now button? That's where you put in this section here. And it's also in the blueprint right here. Extra heading means I can say things you might want. You know, you could be, don't be afraid to ask. You could be really clever in your copy, and I encourage you to. People respond better when they know there's been some thought put into it. It's like reading a Hallmark card. You know, you the card that has a little bit more flair to it rather than the happy birthday, wish you luck. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you get it. All right. So moving right along. Next part is the testimonials. Again, you can fake it till you make it. It's okay. But if you are buying a product, we're not really recreating the wheel here, right? So I think that we could all find something that someone said about a similar product even. Okay, so if you're doing that unique travel accessory organizer, I would definitely look on Amazon, look at some of their accessory travel organizers and pull up testimonials right from somebody else's product and say, I love my travel. You know what I'm saying? The content is there. Don't be afraid to grab it and repurpose it. And then the last little bit here is the extra heading. This is where people will be able to join your mailing list. So if they come and they're not ready to buy right now, they can obviously just leave their email address, and you could, you know, push offers to them later. And that's that free advertising that we love. So that's the full blueprint of the page. Everything is itemized right here in this right column for you. So literally, guys, I just want you to go in, highlight, and rewrite. If you have more than one product idea, you can do this for any product idea. Okay, this is the blueprint. This is it. This is like, once we're done with this, we're pretty much ready to start, you know, we're gonna throw some pictures in place, but we're pretty much ready to start selling. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
Chibi,
Yes.
you said you was gonna give us some credit card information that we can use instead of our personal.
Okay, yes. So there are two great entrepreneurial online banks that I use. One is called Found. They are all free. Found is here. Found.com, Found small business banking for freelancers and small business owners. You guys see them right here?
That would be like put him in Las Vegas. Yeah, I know, I do get that, I do agree, I mean, I agree, what he first told me, I was like, okay, so you could live out there, like, most, like, you know, I don't think you could come, like, back and see me and stuff, and not maybe that,
I'll find
I
it.
got the freedom of.
So that's found.com, free to sign up, only one. I like Found a lot. And the other is, oh man, they just changed their name. Hold on. They just changed their name, starts with an N. Okay, while I find that, anybody else have any more questions? I will find that bank and I'll put that up there too. But what you can also do is go to a CVS or any bank, or Walgreens supermarket. You can always buy one of those debit cards and start that way. And then when you open this bank account, you can attach that to it, spend the rest of the money on it, do whatever you want. But you don't have to feel like you're held up. But these cards come pretty fast too. Oh,
What about Chime?
I love Chime, but Chime does not have business banking.
Got it.
Yeah, I love Chime. I'm waiting for them to do the business thing, but they haven't yet.
Okay, I'm sorry. So these are banks that if people wanted to pay, they would pay through these banks, or we're setting, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about.
Merchant accounts. So the merchant accounts are your PayPals, are your Stripes. So what you'll need to do, Noreen, is you got to go to, and there were two, I apologize, guys. There were two classes that I attempted to record. The first one YouTube banned. I still have it, but they're really large files. So if I don't put them back up on YouTube, I don't know where I'm gonna put them.
Quick question, Malika, can you use I have a PayPal account, so can I use that? Or do I have to create another one under the business name?
I would create another one under your business.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, got it. Thank you.
PayPal is a nasty trickster. So separate that from your personal bank, PayPal account. Definitely.
Okay.
Your side is the other company. Okay. They've got some new offerings here that I'm not quite familiar with, but again, and I use both of them. And reason being is I started with one and then found they kind of contacted me. And so I've been trying them out. But I started with Nearside and then, I started using Found. But I like them both. What I've noticed so far is Found is probably better equipped for things like taxes so far. But this is such a booming industry, guys. The technology that's coming out is it makes my head spin. It's good stuff though. Another one you want to do is Square. Square is great because that's squareup.com. They will also, now they are your, Noreen, you were asking, they are one of your merchant account providers. So they are a credit action provider for you. So there are 3 that I suggested you sign up for, and that one was PayPal. The other is squareup.com. And then lastly, it is Stripe. Well, definitely not lastly. Stripe is the biggest. Stripe. Just like the Jamaican beer, red stripe. So Stripe, PayPal, and Square, they are the ones that will process your credit card and charge you that little fee so that you can get paid. They are the rulers of credit card processing. And the reason we do all 3 is because even though you got to create your own store and have your own web page where people can come and buy from you, you're still going to want to sell on other channels. like Amazon, like Etsy, like eBay, like Facebook, like Instagram, like I mean, they keep going on and on and on, but that's just the truth. And they all use different payment processors. It's crazy, right? Some say, okay, we need your PayPal. Like if you went to ClickBank, when you set up your ClickBank account, they required PayPal. Most affiliates pay through PayPal, okay? But you'll find that, hey, all right, some instances you may want to use Square. I use Square predominantly for my service-related businesses. So anytime I'm billing you hourly or things like that, Square is a much better management system for me for that. Stripe for my one-off products. Okay, if you're buying a pair, I sell some cute socks. If you buy my socks, then you are using Stripe. So any questions about that? And what I will do, Noreen, I will share this list that I was going through today, Agenda 6, and I can add some of the links in here. So you can always, kind of double back in case you missed anything. Or anybody else missed anything. Any questions? I'm done. Thank y'all for coming back.
Thank you, She.
Big announcement. Next
Thank
week,
you.
right? Next weekend is Labor Day weekend, guys. So you're gonna have 2 weeks to finish this.
Oh, good.
I figured that. Yay!
You're
So-
gonna send all of this to us in a little brief synopsis type form like you did the last time?
Yes, I will. I definitely will.
Okay, good.
Now you have 2 weeks to do the thing, and by the time we come back together, you guys should be like itching to make some money and like, let's get this up and show the world because it's Friday.
No, next weekend is not Labor Day weekend, it's the weekend after that.
Okay, so I take that back. You don't have to. No, I will give you 2 weeks. Still, we've got a little bit of time. So do as much as you can. And that's all I ask. If you got questions,
Okay.
So we're
Like-
not gonna meet next week? Is that what you're
we
saying?
are gonna meet. No, we are gonna meet. If
Okay.
Labor Day is not next weekend, I was thinking about Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, no, we are in the building next week. I'm here. Okay.
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 All righty.
All
Thanks.
righty,
Good
guys.
luck, ladies.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Good luck. to
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good night. I love you all.
bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.